And we are live, I believe. We're about to find out. Welcome to the process. Let me know how my audio is. Let me know if everything's coming in all right. I am Josh Engleman, and it looks like everything is coming in all right. So as long as you guys can hear me, we can keep it moving. Welcome to the process. It is Monday, March 14th. Big day here at the process. Happy birthday to my wife, who is very clearly not watching this show and will never know that this happened. But either way, happy birthday to her. And if I am muted, we'll just assume that it never happened. It is good per Michael Ortiz, which means I am going to move on as if everything is good. 9-game slate here. We got a lot to break down. Got a little bit of a different setup in here today. I finally was able to get a monitor to my parents' house. I drove up here yesterday. So I have a little bit of a different setup. It's going to take me another day or two to get like everything that I want set up the way that I want it. I'm still trying to get my phone in the right place so I can see chat. But yeah, I got in here last night early to rise and grind. No banner to point at, unfortunately, but you guys know the drill. Hit that like button if you can. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. My phone keeps sliding, so I'm going to need to find something to make it stop doing that. What is around me that will stop my phone from moving in a direction that I don't want it to move? Can I just put it in here? Is that going to work? No, that ain't going to work. Let's figure out a place to put this old phone here so that I can actually do this show. Oh, that's going to be perfect. I figured it out now. God, when you're smart, you know? So the only downside to this show today, and again, thank you guys for being here. Glad you guys are tuning in with me. Only downside to this one is I left my mouse on my desk back home. So obviously, you know, laptops have trackpads and all. That's not the most fun way to do this. I'm not going to lie. But we're here, and we're going to make do. So we got one more thing that I need to do right now. I need to refresh my model file. I pulled in, and apologies for the mildly late start, guys. It took me a little bit to get all my equipment and everything ready to go. And then I had to go down, and if I didn't get a coffee, this was going to be even worse. So we're set up. We're ready to go. I'll be here. Okay, apparently I exported my pace table incorrectly, which makes me think that I also exported daily incorrectly, which I did. So let's see if we can hunt down that problem first of all, because I need those two things. So maybe I flip-flop them. That's probably what I did. So I have to re-export some things. Not that it's important to you guys. And you guys will get the gist as we keep it moving. Because right now I am updating my model on the desktop in my office from my childhood bedroom. Not in the AM, bro. You have no idea what's going on here, man. There's not a stray mouse laying around this house. The only way there is if I left it here 13 years ago. And I'm going to assume that's not the kind of mouse that I would want to be using. All right. Did I just export these things correctly? I don't think so. I already think that I put paste in the wrong spot, and I'm realizing now how easy it is to export files and put them in the wrong spot. But we'll get there when we get there. The pace one isn't all that important, but I do want my daily table updated for minutes because I don't like seeing the wrong minutes. So 640, looks like I did save these things. Looks like I got this right now. Let's see. Does this refresh to yesterday? Do we get the 13th on here? Not in the AM, bro. Yes, my parents have a computer. They use it. My mom is downstairs working right now as well. All right, there we go. Now we got the updates in. Giannis, by the way, 1.81 FanDuel points per minute over the last 30 days. That guy's pretty good. Now, we are going to have just a gigantic amount of stuff to do right now, and I think we need to just dive into it. I have dragged my heels long enough. Gabriel, what you want to know? What mouse I prefer? Logitech something or other, that's for sure. I don't know what I have any longer. Whatever the wire cutter recommends is probably what I have. Okay, so now let's see how easy it is for me to get this window all the way up here. Not easy, evidently. Let's shrink that. See if we can do that again. There we go. There we go. See, everything is different when I don't have the mouse. I just don't have like the same sort of confidence in clicking on things. It's really annoying. You get so used to everything, and then you just have to do things a different way. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But now we're, I believe, ready to get started. Again, 9-game slate today. So make sure you're hitting that like button. By the way, peep the top of the screen. Prize Picks, presenting sponsor of this video. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. That link is in the description of this video. You can get yourselves a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, a little bit of a deposit bonus, all that good stuff. Crispy, what's going on? Yeah, no, I don't think anybody needs a folding table, a folding chair, and then wires running everywhere to a mouse or to a monitor that doesn't have a screw in the back of it. Yeah, I'm all over the map today. We could take the easy route and use Alex's projections. We could, but that would really just defeat the purpose of this show. So it's 6:44. There are days where I take longer to get started. Now, they're not all 9-game slates, but whatever. We're here. So I got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. If you don't, get yourselves a coffee, tea, water, beer, Pop-Tarts, hot dogs. joints. Although I definitely need the coffee on this one. 9 hours in the car yesterday was a very, very long time. So here we go, everybody. Rise and grind. Cheers. I can't really reach the camera, but that's as close as it's going to get. Cheers, everybody. Let's get it started. Oh, shit. That coffee is really hot. Do I still fit on my childhood twin bed? I do not have a childhood twin bed. I had a childhood queen bed for my entire life, basically. My dad worked for Sealy growing up, so we got some decent deals on beds. So I slept like a king in a queen when I was growing up. All right, here we go. Glenn? No, the roads were not shit. Roads were totally fine when I got here. No issues whatsoever. Everything on the roads was already melted. Clippers, Cleveland. Clippers 6.5 point dogs in Cleveland. 211 total. By the way, the next closest total is 220. That's Denver, Philly, and then 225 Washington, Golden State. So this is the lowest total by 9, and even more so by like 14. So not the best. Not the best in the world here. Also, for the wrestling fans out there, today is going to be a sad one. It's looking like we are going to lose Scott Hall. That one stings big time to me. Big part of my youth. Evidently, they're going to be taking him off of life support today. So, prayers to Scott Hall. CG, yeah, my parents' house is in PA. So, Clippers, they're on the back-to-back, right? Is that why Reggie Jackson and shit's showing up as doubtful, even though he's not really doubtful? Yeah. Does Reggie Jackson not play back-to-backs now? Like, because he clearly just did a couple days ago. So, I think I have to just assume that everybody that played yesterday is still going to be in. Yeah, I'm just going to keep... No, is Reggie Jackson actually supposed to be sitting out? Is that like actual news? Yeah, chat, you guys got it. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So, where is this? Did it come out as news that Reggie Jackson is sitting today? All right, I'm going to assume that Reggie Jackson's out, I guess. Which, I mean, dramatically changes this Clippers team today. This is not the way that I wanted to start this off. But here we are, I guess. So let's do it. So the starting point guard for this team would be Terrence Mann? Like Nick Batum, I guess, would be like a fake one with a different size. I mean, it's not going to be Jason Preston. They don't have another natural point guard on this roster. Alrighty, so we're going to go 32 here to Mann. Yikes. See, that's what happens when you don't have a mouse. You just start bouncing all over the place. We're going to go 16 minutes of Brandon Boston. I'm fine with 26 on Zubats, 21 on Hartenstein. I'm going to go to 31 for Marcus Morris. We're going to go 30 to Nick Batum. I'm going to go, 32 to Luke Kennard. Oh, that seems about right. Okay. We need to definitely get Amir Coffey back up in minutes. I had him in at 26, but he's playing 34 minutes a game now. So, yeah, Adam, I would never go by what DraftKings says either way, but it's a back-to-back. There are no questionable tags on back-to-back players. There's no injury report whatsoever on the Clippers. It doesn't exist. They haven't submitted one. But I'm going to go with my assumption that Jackson is going to be out today. Brandon Boston in for 20 minutes seems about right, at which point I have 14 minutes left for Rodney Hood, and that seems very reasonable. So everything is fine. The problem is we definitely need to grab rates. Do I not have FanDuel salaries in here correctly? Lakers, Phoenix. No sign of the Clippers, which means no, I don't. So give me 1 second while I grab FanDuel salaries, because apparently I didn't do that. I thought I did. I definitely clicked the download button. Definitely didn't save them as the FanDuel salaries file, though. That's for sure. So let's try this again. Salaries, FanDuel. Nope, that's Yahoo. Maybe that's how it happened. All right. That should be what I needed to do. There we go. Yep, now we're good. I was wondering why that column wasn't filling up. All right, so step number whatever we're on right now. Figuring out the rates. Now I have 2 monitors here. Like, I'm on my laptop plus a second monitor, so I can actually do this a little bit easier than it's been in past times when I've been here at my parents' place. So let's see, what kind of sample do we have for the Clippers with no Paul George and no Reggie Jackson? Wife is apparently awake. Kudos to her for waking up at 6:50 on her birthday. That's good to hear. Don't know why she's texting me. She should know. I am not going to be able to respond to that text message right now. Honestly, Cantor, I'm not even... that wouldn't really bother me. I usually have like a bit of a lag for situations like that. What's really just kicking my ass is the fact that I drove 600 miles yesterday. Oh, this is where it's going to get hard. So grabbing... need to hold in the Alt key when I grab the data from PBP stats. That right there is not easy to do on a laptop keyboard. Holding down Alt is hard to do when you need to like scroll multiple columns. I will never make that mistake again. There will be a new mouse delivered to this house that will never leave starting tomorrow. Or I'm going to go to Walmart or Best Buy or something and just go buy it. But when I opened up that book bag this morning, no sign of it. And I knew that was going to be annoying. It was going to be very, very annoying. Okay, here we go. So when Reggie Jackson and Paul George have been off the floor, there's actually a pretty decent chunk of playing time here. Now, it's Marcus Morris that gets the biggest bump. Morris in 244 minutes with those guys off has a 29% usage rate. I'm not going to go that crazy. I'm going to go to 27.5. That's a little bit higher than what my adjustment was. Brandon Boston goes to 22. I'm going to lock that in. Hartenstein goes to 20.5. So we just need to slowly but surely reimagine everybody here. It's 18 for Amir Coffey. Eric Bledsoe actually had a 23% usage rate. I guess I got to take him off too. Now that is going to shrink this these rates dramatically. But I want to see if the usage goes anywhere else. All right, the sample doesn't get as small as I thought it would. Marcus Morris, though, down to 84 minutes. Still that 30% usage rate. Brandon Boston actually a little bit higher. So I'm going to soak up Brandon Boston to the 23 range. Kennard is at 17. Can't really change that. Batum Terrence Mann gets to 20. I actually think that I'm just about good here. I don't really think I have anybody else I can change. Or maybe it's Marcus Morris to 28. But everybody else, I think, is just sort of where they're supposed to be. Yeah, I have to bring Luke Kennard down a little bit. And maybe I bring Terrence Mann. I mean, I think I need to leave Mann at 19. I think Batum's probably going to use a couple extra possessions too. So I'm going to say this is good. I do want to look at the assist rates, though. Bledsoe was the guy that gets the big bump. Clearly, Eric Bledsoe not going to be on the floor today for the Clippers, which means someone has to actually take that step up in assist rate. Which in this case is literally no one. No one gets assists outside of like Isaiah Hartenstein. So that's really bizarre, if we're being honest. How can a group of people... Well, I mean, I guess it's not bizarre. They don't have a point guard on the team. That's really what the issue is. The Clippers do not have another guy to play point guard. And it's not like Reggie Jackson's a point guard, but yeah, Terrence Mann's assist rate goes up. So here's the problem today. Terrence Mann is going to be a bit of an issue, as are a lot more of the Clippers, which we're going to get to in a second. Even in this spot where, you know, you're facing a Cavs team, good defensively, you know, lowest total on the slate, and we're still going to be getting to the Clippers. That's when it gets kind of squirrely. So let's look at Cleveland now. What do we have from a rotation standpoint? Q tag on LeVert, Q tag on Markkanen, Q tag on Dean Wade, no Rondo, Jared Allen's still out. Okay, so this is pretty awful. We're going to get LeVert back in there. Skywalker, thanks for the super chat. I hate you? News to me. Ed Davis, give him a little bit of less time. For some reason, yeah, well, Kevin Love got his 34 minutes last time out. I don't know if that continues. Dean Wade's minutes can go away. So let's give Brandon Goodwin the backup minutes at the 1. We're going to get Karis LeVert in for 28. And then I think I could just give Dean Wade 16. Because actually, we can give Dean Wade 18. I'll take 2 more away from Ed Davis. I think that's fine. Now, rates probably need to change as well, but I'm going to do this pretty quickly just because I think it's really only a usage issue. And I just want to say that Karis LeVert and Brandon Goodwin, nope, not Brandon Goodwin, Karis LeVert and Darius Garland both played in the game. I just want to see the relationship of their usage rate to each other. 100 viewers in here, by the way, so that's kind of fun. Hit that like button. All right, so they've only played... LeVert's only played 88 minutes, 3 games with Garland. LeVert with the 22% usage rate, Garland with the 35% usage rate. Clearly not going to be looking at it like that. I'm going to do something like that. We're going to take Chetty's away. I think I'm going to be able to just let this one go as is. We're going to get LeVert in there. Yeah, there we go. We're not going to be playing too much of Cleveland anyway. All right, here we go. Clippers. Lots to like here. Amir Coffey. Looking good. Both sites. $3,900 FanDuel, $3,700 DraftKings. Wow, it's $6.59, and this is the first team. We're going till 8 o'clock today, guys. Amir Coffey looks great on both sites. Terrence Mann looks great on DraftKings at 5K. Luke Kennard looks good on DK and FanDuel. Nick Batum looks good on FanDuel. I actually thought that I'd get to Marcus Morris, but for some reason I'm not, even though he projects pretty well. The moral of the story, though, is you're going to get to a lot of Clippers if Reggie Jackson really is out. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. 7 o'clock start, so it's even easier. For Cleveland, never mind. We don't like anything. Everything's black here. Skip Cleveland if LeVert and Markkanen are in. Next up, game numero dos. Portland and Atlanta. Portland, 13-point dogs. This is a 232 total. So maybe something looks good here. Portland, I don't think they played yesterday. So, yeah, that's a good point, Jojo Rabbit. You know who's not out? Tom Brady. Yeah, I didn't know that happened because I was in the car. I pulled in and got to my house. I was sitting on the couch talking to my mom, and she was like, "Did you see that Tom Brady's back?" I was just like, "No, I didn't." All right, so I have no idea why Anthony Simons still has minutes in there. He didn't play the last time that I did this, which means that I didn't load my most recent file. Well, it doesn't matter now. All right, so we need to have no Winslow. I know they brought Eubanks back. I know they're bringing Chris Dunn. I wonder if he's ready yet. I don't know if Chris Dunn's going to be available, but he might be the backup point guard here. We know that we're going to Brandon Williams with, a decent chunk of playing time at least. He's been playing in the 3 games that Simons is out. He's played a lot as long as they haven't gotten bludgeoned. So I'm going to say 32 minutes for Brandon Williams. I mean, Chris Dunn could play today. I'm going to give him the 16 minutes. Why not? Why not? CJ Ellaby, I feel good here at 30. Elijah Hughes didn't play on Saturday. Well, didn't play anything of relevance. So let's take his minutes out for a second. Ben McLemore feels pretty good at the 16-minute mark. Drew Eubanks, I think the goal is probably 30. Which means we get Trendon Watford in for 18 at the center spot. And another 12, so that gets him to 30. We get Greg Brown in for 20 minutes. That seems about right. We get Keon Johnson in for, 22. Got Josh Hart in for 32. That feels about right. So, yeah, we'll give 12 minutes to Elijah Hughes. I think that's fine. Or do I give him the Blevins? Yeah, we'll give him the... We'll give him to Hughes. Yeah, we'll give him the Hughes. And then I don't think that we really have rates to change. I think that we can mostly let this sheet handle everybody on their own. It's Drew Eubanks season on FanDuel, apparently. Don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, hit the like button, too. I agree with what Marcus just said. Nate, by the way, you're not late to the party. This party got started late, too. So 7:03, and I'm only on team number 4, which I'm probably not even making changes to Atlanta. Assuming... Yeah, they're in here on the back-to-back. We had no John Collins yesterday. That I actually didn't know. We have no concept if John Collins can play today. So I'm going to leave John Collins in the same way that I had him in yesterday, at which point I don't have a change to make to this rotation. So this one's done. We go to Portland. if we're playing Portland, Drew Eubanks on FanDuel. I think he looks pretty darn good at 4,300 with power forward eligibility. I mean, this is a guy that's a fantasy point per minute guy. And yeah, just you got to play Drew Eubanks on FanDuel. You got to play Brandon Williams on FanDuel today, too, at $5K. He's $1,500 cheaper than he is on DraftKings. CJ Ellaby is fine. I should probably text my wife back and say happy birthday, huh? Let's do this. Happy birthday. Done. I should be a good person. Yeah, Drew Eubanks, Brandon Ingram, Brandon Williams on FanDuel, CJ Ellaby, not bad on FanDuel. On DraftKings, these guys aren't as interesting. Like Josh Hart's $2,300 more expensive. Brandon Williams is $1,500 more expensive. Eubanks is $1,300 more expensive. My wife's response to happy birthday, LOL, oh yeah. I don't think she remembered it was her birthday when she woke up. So that's kind of funny. As we look at Atlanta now. Not in the AM, bro. Yeah, she's fine with me being at my parents' house today. Trae Young on DraftKings is the only like passable play for Atlanta right now if they're at full strength. Now you can go to Young or Capella or Hunter or Bogdanovich. Like there are options. There is late lineup filler, but I can't say that there's a priority. So let's go on to game number 3 now. Denver. This is the matchup everybody's looking for. Denver, 2.5-point dogs in Philly, 220 total. We get the Embiid versus Jokic matchup that everybody wants for sure. These guys haven't played in like 3 years, which is crazy to think about. So we had no Aaron Gordon on Saturday. I'm going to assume he is questionable for today. Yes, he is. As is Zeke Naji. Nothing we can do right now other than just move forward with what we normally think the rotation is going to be. So I need to get Will Barton back in here for 31 minutes. Yeah, guess I never saved my file from yesterday or Friday or something because like Will Barton should just be in already. I should Uber Eats her some Starbucks. Nah, she doesn't need that's easy for her to get. She's got, since I'm quite confident she's not listening, but she's covered today. Let's get Austin Rivers down to 22 minutes. Let's get Bones Highland to 20. Let's get Bryn Forbes to 17. 30 for Gordon works. 15 for Cousins works. There's 17 for JaMychal Green. And then 25 for Jeff Green. Do I need to make changes because of Will Barton, or did I leave his rates in before? I left his rates in before. That's perfect. I have nothing else to do. Wow, Will Barton's actually going to look decent on FanDuel. I might have to take a minute away from him so it stops that from happening. We go to Philly. I assume everybody's normal for Philly. I don't remember hearing any negative news from an injury perspective. Q-tag on Harden, Q-tag on Embiid. Oh yeah, they went to OT last night, didn't they? They're on the back-to-back. I mean, I'm going to assume that they play. So Isaiah Joe was the guy that was in the rotation, not Furkan Korkmaz. So I think 36 minutes for Maxi's fine. 22 for Milton is fine. 35 for Tobias is fine. 35 for Joe is fine. Joel Embiid, that is. 21 for Niang. I'm going to make go up a bit. We're going to make that 23. And then take all of Korkmaz's minutes away. We're going to give Isaiah Joe 18. I know that's too many, but I don't think that there's a choice right now, and it's not like he's going to show up as anything good. So that's Philly, because I know I don't have to change any rates. That's Philly. That's Denver. Game 3 in the books. I can't imagine there's a lot here. Yeah, like Jokic is meh. 11-4 on FanDuel, 12-4 on DraftKings. Just difficult matchup. It's slower, not a great total. I don't get the sense that we're going to much of anything from Philadelphia. Oop, no, I'm a little wrong. We're going to go to Joel Embiid. It's going to be Embiid over Jokic today. Embiid 10-7 on FanDuel, 11-8 on DraftKings. James Harden on FanDuel is 9,900. I think he looks very appealing there. He looks less appealing on DK. And then Maxey is okay on FanDuel at 6,700. FanDuel price now below the DK price. So we've got 3 games now. We're down. We're through a third of the games. We were able to move pretty quickly through these past 3, which is helpful. So next up, we're going to go Charlotte, 8.5-point favorites in OKC. This is going to be one. These next 2, Charlotte, OKC, Minnesota, San Antonio. I'm guessing we see some options. On Charlotte, they haven't played since Friday, so we're going to know their injury status, which I don't think has anything. No Gordon Hayward, no James Bouknight, which means, yeah, standard issue stuff here. Is Kelly Oubre really just playing that minimal amount of minutes? Yeah, I guess he is. Let's cut that down even further to 23. We'll take Cody Martin to 26. I guess I need to give more to Jalen McDaniels. 20, does 23 for Oubre sound crazy? We'll go 22 to Oubre. And then I'm going to go 25 to Cody Martin. Best I could do is 12 to Jalen McDaniels. So Charlotte stays the same. All their rates are already in and good. Then we go to OKC. Haywood, good to have you here. OKC's on the back-to-back. I remember talking about those guys yesterday morning with Laffy. By the way, speaking of things that I did, one last plug, since I haven't plugged it yet on the Process Show. Episode 4 of High Stakes with Neil Orfield on our Awesemo.com channel. Check it out. I did a 90-minute interview with Neil about basically everything. So if you like the Process Show, you'll probably like that interview. It is about me and like my thoughts on what I play and how I play and the industry and stuff like that. So if that's interesting to you, check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. But Neil and I recorded that Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, and that went out, or maybe we recorded it Friday afternoon, actually, and that went out Friday night. So I was going to say that, like, I don't know what's going on with OKC because they're on the back-to-back, but they also, I don't think they had anybody yesterday that was questionable. They just have a bunch of guys that are just out, right? Wait, did Aaron Wiggins not play yesterday? Kenrich Williams is just going to be done, right? All right, so Aaron Wiggins really didn't play yesterday. That is nuts. Well, I'm going to leave him in for today, clearly. So I'm not going to make any changes to OKC, which means that the Charlotte game is done. For the Hornets. Yeah, lots to like here against Oklahoma City. So Miles Bridges on FanDuel. 7K on FanDuel, 7,800 on DraftKings. He gets a green circle for both sites, so I can't complain at all there. We're going to Bridges on both. We're going to PJ Washington on both. Maybe I need to touch PJ Washington's rates quickly. I need to make sure I have him projected correctly. So let's see what happens when we say that PJ Washington starts and Mason Plumlee starts, what is PJ Washington's usage rate and everything else? All right. He's got a 14% usage rate. So I need to adjust some of these rates here for PJ Washington. I've got him over projected. So I'm going to take him down to a 14.5% usage rate. That is rebounds, but that should soften the blow at least a little bit. Still looks good, but he's been a 0.75 fantasy point per minute guy over the last 30 days. I got him a bit higher than that, but hasn't been doing a ton. 5,700 on FanDuel, 5,100 on DK. Bridges and Washington are the guys. Rozier would be your secondary option. And then for OKC, assuming Wiggins is back, just play Shea and nobody else, honestly. 10K on FanDuel, 10-4 on DraftKings. Only got to get a green. No one even got a yellow. So there's that. 4 games down. So we finished 4 in 20 minutes. We've picked up the pace a bit. It's a lot easier when you don't have to, redo the Clippers with no Reggie Jackson. Now, for Minnesota, it looks like we're going to have no Jared Vanderbilt for this one. So we're going to have a Q tag on Beverly. Vanderbilt is out. Everybody else is questionable. If they have an injury designation, at least. So I'm going to assume that Beverly can play since he's questionable, but let's take Vanderbilt out. That's going to get Jaden McDaniels to... And Jaden McDaniels still didn't play a shit ton of minutes on Saturday. I'm going to take Jaden McDaniels to 28 because that just makes sense to me. I'm going to say that Taurean Prince plays 20 minutes plus another 2. We've got Patrick Beverly in. We've got Jordan McLaughlin in. We've got Russell in and Edwards in. Take Edwards up to 34 minutes. Fine with Russell at 33. Towns is fine with Naz Reid. Although, I guess they have no problem playing Naz Reid a little bit more. No, they just, him and Towns basically just split the time once again. We'll give him 2 more minutes just in case. I guess we are assuming that Malik Beasley is like the biggest benefit here. So there's 10 more for Beasley. That gets him to 27. I don't necessarily think it has to be Beasley. I think that they could easily go Russell, or they can go Beverly, Russell, Edwards, McDaniels, Towns. So I don't want to go too crazy on Malik Beasley. But maybe I need to get him to 29. Let's do that. I don't have to change any rates because Vanderbilt doesn't dictate rates like that. So everything that's in here for Minnesota is already good, which means we got to go to San Antone. How many likes are we at? Let me look at this. I want to make sure that I don't miss out on hitting 100. So we've got 135 viewers, 64 likes. Okay, that's good. You guys will be able to make that push through these past couple games. We'll definitely get to 100. All right, for San Antonio, I know we're not going to have McDermott. McBucket's out, ankle sprain. Everybody else except for Keita and Romeo Langford should be available here. So this is actually pretty easy for San Antonio. We take McBuckets out, who was out on Saturday, but that didn't matter yet. We go 31 minutes to Jakob Poeltl. We'll go 30. We go Zach Collins, backup center run 18. Okay, that works. 36 for DeJounte. I got 20 in for Trey Jones. That feels fine. Josh Richardson probably going to play a little bit more now. So let's take him up to 26. Clearly, Keldon Johnson's minutes aren't really going anywhere. I got him in for 32. It should probably be 33. So I have 22 minutes left over. Lonnie Walker at 26. Make it 28, I guess. We got Vassell in for 29. So who's stepping into 20 minutes? Is it Josh Primo? Is it that easy? Yeah, it's probably that easy. Primo in. Done. Another game in the books. Now, Minnesota, decent chance we got a lot of guys looking good here. For the Wolves, well, stop me if you've heard this before. Anthony Edwards, 7,300 on FanDuel, 7,600 on DraftKings. That's the guy that I'm looking at most. And then it's D'Angelo Russell a little bit and not much else. But clearly, if you want to go to Towns, Edwards, Russell, or Beverly, it's a really good matchup. But if we're talking priorities, it's Edwards. And then for San Antonio, it's big-time DeJounte Murray. I think DeJounte Murray is the best guy we've seen so far. 10-9 on FanDuel, 10-8 on DK. It's a massive pace-up spot for the Spurs against Minnesota. And Murray's been playing exceptional. 1.5 fantasy points per minute over the last 30 days. I actually have him even higher than that because his usage rate is so much higher with no Derek White. 41% assist rate. Load up on DeJounte Murray, guys. I think there's a decent chance Murray is our number one contender. Now, Game 6. Washington Wizards taking on... Nope, that's not how you do it. That's how you do it. Wizards, 12.5-point dogs in Golden State, 225 total. A lot going on here. Do we know if anybody is out for the Wizards? I really hope they aren't. Nope, everybody's in, including Porzingis. Full strength Wizards. Porzingis didn't play on the second half of that back-to-back on Saturday. I think giving him 28 minutes for today seems about right. We give Gafford the other 20. We get Rui in for 20. Kuzma, 34. Should it be 32? I think it should. We'll take Kuzma to 32. Those other minutes to Satoransky. We're going to take Denny down to 20. We're going to take Kispert back to 28. KCP at 32 feels fine, but I'm going to make it 31. Just to soften the bleeding a little bit there. Neto in for 24. Ish in for 21. And then I'm just going to give another 2 to Sato. That covers me for Washington. Don't have to make any rate changes. I already got Porzinger in there. Then we go to Golden State, a team that I hate with the raging passion. I really, really do. Seems a pain in the arse. Golden State. Draymond in, Otto Porter available. No Gary Payton, no Andre Iguodala. Draymond being back is just a pain in the ass, but it's fine. It's fine. It'd just be easier to delete everything that's in here. So we're going to go 24 minutes to Looney. 24 minutes to Draymond. That feels about right. Obviously, 36 for Steph is fine. Jordan Poole's just playing more now. So I'm going to assume, like Jordan Poole, we know that there's no Peyton and we know that there's no, well, at least Porter is back for this one, but I don't know if Jordan Poole's minutes are up now on purpose. Feels like they should be. I'm going to give him 30. And then clearly we're going to get, 32 out of Clay. Kuminga is probably going to play about 20 minutes. This is where it starts to get tricky. We're going to go 33 to Wiggins. Who's left? Moody, Bielitsa, Otto Porter. I think like 18 minutes for Otto Porter makes some sense. That leaves me at 23. I'm just going to split those between Bielitsa, just because I don't know what they're going to do, and Moses Moody. We'll do something like that. These rates actually have to change. Steph's just a different player when Draymond's out on the floor. But we haven't even had Draymond with Clay yet, have we? Have they played together at all this year? Clay and Draymond. They haven't, right? One game. All right, I'm going to leave the rates as is. Just because if Draymond's playing limited minutes, it might not matter all that much. And clearly I don't have to make any, it's not like Draymond comes in and dictates usage. Assist rate for sure, but the rest of this can just hold. So I think we're actually done with Washington and Golden State. Am I crazy or is there no chat right now? I guess just you guys aren't saying anything. That's fine. No worries. Just making sure that my phone wasn't just being weird. Wizards. Not a single priority on the Wizards. Not even a secondary option. Porzingis on FanDuel for 6,900 if you want anything. On Golden State. Not a single priority on Golden State. If you want to go to Steph at 9,400 or at 10K, go for it. Ooh, my watch is charged. I guess I don't need to get that. So, 3 games to go. There we go. Chat woke up. Chicago Bulls, 5-point favorites in Sacramento. This seems like a spot where we're going to get a lot. Glenn, I get it. No worries, guys. No worries. Look at you guys. You didn't have to feel bad. Everyone's still knocking the rust off. So I guess we're getting Caruso back, or is he already been back? I haven't seen anything all weekend. Levine Q tag. Yeah, Caruso's just back. Patrick Williams and Lonzo are still a little bit away, but working on it. So for Chicago, since obviously a matchup against the Sacramento Kings, fantastic. We did get Caruso back straight into 30 minutes on Saturday, so clearly I assume that happens again. I'm going to delete this entire rotation just to make life a little bit easier. So let's start on the right side. We'll go to Vooch. 33 minutes for Vooch. Backup center run to Tristan Thompson. I'm going to assume that Zach LaVine plays. That's when it starts to get a little confusing. So let's give LaVine 36 minutes. Kobe White 24 minutes. Alex Caruso 28 minutes. Sunmu 30 minutes. DeRozan 37 minutes. Javonte Green's gonna play like 22, and then I get who's left? Derek Jones, I guess. And then I didn't have Levine out, so I'm not actually going to make any rate changes, and it's not like Alex Caruso dictates usage. So Chicago gonna look okay for Vooch and Levine. What do we know for Sacktown now? I wanted to play tonight, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. But I am on Live Before Lock with Laffy, so we'll have some fun. But I don't think I'm going to be able to. I might just throw in one lineup into I don't know what. Is there a decent, single entry contest that I could enter tonight? Yeah, maybe I'll play the putback. 200 person single entry. Just have one bullet to sweat. Maybe I put one in the monster. Or maybe I'll take a look at DK. I don't know. Anyway, Sacramento. I guess I'm only using this. This could just go down in front of me so that I can see these rotations. You guys don't need that info. I'll speak it into existence. Sacramento, Q-tag on Holiday, Sabonis off the injury report, Q-tag on Len. So I don't actually think that I'm making any changes here. Sabonis has been out for the past 2. I'm just assuming he's playing the whole way. Haywood, I hear you, man. Not awesome. Not awesome. That's going to bum me out today pretty bad and bum out my entire friend circle in a big time way. My monitor is currently sitting on a box filled with old wrestling tapes, old Japanese stuff, all sorts of crazy nonsense. I actually don't think I'm touching anything here for Sacramento. We kind of know what their rotation is. So, for Chicago, Vooch on FanDuel, 7,800. I have projected quite well. He doesn't look bad at 8,500 on DK, but it's Vooch on FanDuel as a priority. Levine on both sites secondary. And then you get to like Vooch and DeRozan. DK or DeRozan in general. For Sacramento, Sabonis and Fox are really the only 2 things that you should prioritize, and that's a secondary priority. 2 to go. Now we're up to 7:30. Guys, we flew through this now. That's helping us out. Hit that like button for me, making up time. Helps out a ton. All right, Milwaukee Bucks. What do we know here? No Connaughton, no Lindell Wigington. George Hill and Brook Lopez are in. Oh, God. Shoulders are a little crunchy. A little crunchy. All right. I mean, I got to redo this entire Milwaukee rotation if Brook Lopez is back. Rates can all stay the same, but let's assume that Brook Lopez is not playing a ton here. You know, minor rotation, 16 minutes, something like that. I think that we still get... Also, for real though, welcome back to Brook Lopez. This is a massive... If he can be functional out there, that's massive for Milwaukee. So we start with... I think Ibaka probably continues to play sort of like the same minutes. And then we get like 28 out of Portis. And Giannis plays his 35. Yeah, I don't mind that. 29 to Portis, 16 to Lopez, 16 to Ibaka, Giannis at 35. And those guys just play all... Those 4 guys, Portis, Lopez, Giannis, and Ibaka, just play all of the minutes at the 4 and the 5. That makes sense to me. Middleton in for 35 minutes. Drew in for 36. I say that George Hill comes back, plays about 18. Grayson Allen just seems like he's going to play 28 minutes a game. Connaughton is still out. So we've got 27 minutes left. Is that 2 guys or is that 1 guy? Because Javon Carter played 25 minutes this last time out. Yeah, maybe they do this. I'm going to go 14 to Wes Matthews, 13 to Carter. It's not like Wes Matthews or Carter are going to matter. Clearly, I'm not touching rates. It's not like Milwaukee's going to matter too much because when you face Utah, you just usually don't have a good setup for a fantasy match. Mike Conley is in. Q tag on Gobert. Q tag on Trent Forrest. Udoka Azubuike is out, by the way. So, I mean, pay close attention to this news today. I mean, we won't likely get it until late, but we had no Gobert on Saturday. If Rudy Gobert happens to sit out again with this foot injury, they only have Whiteside. There is no Azubuike. Not that like Whiteside's going to be helpful here, but if the biggest guy that's on the floor for Utah ends up being Eric Paschall, I think Giannis might have a decent night. Now, I do need to put Bojan Bogdanovic back on the floor. So I'm going to take Daniel House down to 16 minutes. And I'm going to take Trent Forrest down to 12. Rudy Gay down to 14. Everybody else's minutes seem about right. That would take me to 30 for Bojan. And I assume his rate's still there. I don't know why I would have deleted it. No, I didn't. Mike Conley. Why do you look like you might be decent today? Let's look at Milwaukee. All right, so Giannis on FanDuel at 11.6 looks pretty good. There might be a raw point ceiling there that you can't avoid. We'll see. Because he's small forward, power forward, I think he's going to end up being pretty interesting. And it'll get you away from that Embiid-Jokic pairing. I think like Giannis, DeJounte Murray is going to be like my preferred pay-up combination, if I'm thinking about this correctly. I don't really like much else from Milwaukee on either site. And then on Utah, I mean, if Gobert plays, he's 7,500 on FanDuel. That's a really nice price. I like Gobert more than anybody else in Utah, and I don't even know if he's going to play. But the good news is, well, maybe not good news, but like, you know, he's mid sevens. You can clearly swap to Whiteside pretty easily. And even more important, I would set a group. This is the way that I would handle this if we don't have the news. I would set a group. This is something that I like to do. And in a situation like this, it should probably just work out for you no matter what. But I would set a group that if I had Rudy Gobert in a lineup, I have at least one additional person from Washington, Golden State, Chicago, Sacramento, Milwaukee, Utah, Toronto, or LA. I want two guys. I want two availabilities for late swaps at like 9:30 for every lineup that I have Gobert in. I will cry when I get the news. Like, I assume it hasn't happened yet that they've officially pulled the plug, but when that news comes out, I am going to cry. It is going to be a problem for Scott Hall here. This is, I mean, we're talking about basically the entire time I have memories. When I was 6 years old, that's 1991. I mean, he's already in wrestling for a while. He's coming into WWE late 91, early 92, or like late 92, early 93, something in that neighborhood. I think he's there already in 92. I mean, basically, like from the formative years, whether it's Razor or then going to WCW, I mean, the NWO and the Wolfpack, I mean, that stuff is still in my life. I Too Sweet My Friends all the time now, still. I mean, it's not... It's a big part of my life, and it's going to be a really sad... Not that it's surprising, because clearly Scott Hall had some demons. But, you know, it had been a lot better as of late. It's a bummer, man. It's a big-time bummer. All right, let's close this out. Toronto and the Lakers. Toronto 4.5-point favorites in LA because the Los Angeles Lakers suck. Q-tag on Van Vliet, no Anunoby, no Malachi Flynn. So just kind of leaving this one as is. I don't really see a change that I need to make other than maybe taking a look at the big man rotation. I think 21 here for Boucher looks fine. Maybe I go 20 to Boucher, 20 to Kemberch. I got 23 in for Precious, 18 for Thad. That all seems about right. So Toronto stays the same as usual. Lakers, they stink. All right, so the Lakers are on the back-to-back. I actually didn't look to see what happened in that Lakers game last night. Yeah, Savage was tough for me too. All right, so the Lakers got beat by 29 last night against Phoenix. That is not good. That is not good at all. Okay, so Lakers back-to-back. So we have no idea. So we basically just have to treat the Lakers like they were yesterday, right? Unless somebody got hurt. Like, that's the only... Yeah, I think we just... Unless they sit LeBron on the back-to-back, which, honestly, they probably should. You know, we got 16 minutes out of Dwight yesterday. Doesn't strike me as a situation where we're going to get it today. Although, who knows? I don't really have a change I want to make here. I am going to take a minute away from Russ just to soften the fact that I don't want to get him. But, guys, I think we're done. Let's look at Toronto. James, I don't know if you still watch or not, but AEW scratches that itch too for me. I've been really enjoying it. Okay, so we like Toronto a ton against the Lakers. Now, I guess that's not all that surprising. I mean, we're talking about a game where, you know, the Lakers are 10th in pace. They're terrible defensively. So I love Siakam. Well, I love Gary Trent on FanDuel. I love Siakam on FanDuel. I love Van Vliet on both sites. I actually love Trent on both sites. Trent, Siakam, Van Vliet are great plays on both sites. Scotty Barnes on FanDuel is good, not great. But we're going to play a lot of Toronto against the Lakers, and I don't think anybody's going to be mad about it. We'll very easily be able to make a Rudy Gobert lineup with Toronto guys. And clearly they're going to look even better if Van Vliet ends up out. For the Lakers, you know, if you want Russ or LeBron, go for it. It's more of a FanDuel play than anything else. James, so like AEW, like wins and losses matter. They're really smart about their storylines. Like everything they do has like meaning to it. Aaron, that's sick. That's really sick. Yeah, Davey, Cowboy Scott Hall. He had a couple terrible gimmicks before the Razor gimmick. Let's run some crunches. What do y'all say? I logged into Fantasy Cruncher in Firefox here because that would be great. Not now. Crunch. Not in the AM, bro. No. Hypothetically speaking, the Lakers could not have LeBron just drive to the basket over and over again. I mean, they can try. It's gonna fail. It's gonna fail. Faux show. All right, here we go. First one up, FanDuel Optimals. Again, thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button for me. We'll have another one tomorrow morning, 4-gamer. We're going to have to move pretty quickly through that one tomorrow. I may even have to prep a little bit before it starts. I have to take my mom to something tomorrow at pretty early at like 8:30, but it's an hour away. So we might have to do like an abridged version of the process tomorrow, but we will be here tomorrow at 6:30. Toasted biscuits. Any chance of a giveaway soon? Yes, I will do a giveaway Thursday. This Thursday. It's a 1-game slate. So if you're willing to show up at 6:30, I will give away a week of Awesemo Plus Platinum, maybe 2 separate individual weeks of Awesemo Plus Platinum if you guys want to be here on Thursday. 1 gamer. Maybe we could do something different. Maybe I'll see if they'll let me give away some merch. No, it was Sheik, not Rhodes. Either way, even better. All right, optimal lineup on FanDuel. 344.5. So by 0.8 of a point. DeJounte Murray, Brandon Williams, Shea, Edwards, Bridges, Amir Coffey, Drew Eubanks, Nick Batum, Rudy Gobert. Obviously, keep your eye on that Rudy Gobert piece. Let's check out the power rankings. Yeah, 1-gamer Pistons Magic. We'll definitely do a giveaway. We'll spin the wheel for a week of Awesemo Plus Platinum, but maybe we can do an extra week for somebody else, and then we'll see if we can get. I'll see if they'll let me do any merch. All right, here we go. Power rankings on FanDuel. Drew Eubanks at the top of the list. Amir Coffey, Miles Bridges, Brandon Williams, DeJounte Murray, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'll go all the way to 15%. Fred VanVleet, Kennard, PJ Washington, Siakam, Trent, Terry Rozier, and Anthony Edwards. I like it. Give away something from my childhood room. Does anybody want season 1 and 2 of Seinfeld on DVD? I see that right now. You guys could have that. All right, that's 1 down. Next up, DraftKings. DK Optimal. There we go. Paste that in. DraftKings Optimal. What do we got? Luke Kennard. This is by 0.1 of a point. Luke Kennard, Fred VanVleet, Amir Coffey, PJ Washington, Gobert, DeJounte Murray, Terrence Mann, and Mike Conley. Interesting. Turn the randomness on. Check out the DraftKings power rankings. While that happens, I'm going to save my model file so that I don't lose it. Not in the AM, bro. You're sort of right. It depends. The main event scene during the Attitude Era, Rock, Austin, call it Michaels for a bit, Taker, Foley, all that stuff was better than the main event of WCW, but the Outsiders and stuff was really cool for that first year, and the cruiserweights were exceptional in WCW. All right, DK power rankings. Not even close here. Amir Coffey at the top spot. Terrence Mann 2, PJ Washington 3. So Amir Coffey is 1. Mann and Washington are in their own tier at 2, and then it falls off a cliff to Murray, Trent, VanVleet, Batum, Kennard, Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo, Aaron Wiggins. It's kind of gross after that. And then finally, last one. Optimal lineups on Yahoo. Let's put a pin or a bow. Yeah, we'll put a bow. A bow is the right word. We'll put a bow on this one with Yahoo. One last time, guys, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Click that link in the description. All right, 300.8. Shea, Kennard, Murray, Coffey, Batum, Edwards, Eubanks, Vooch. But there's also another 300.8. So you turn Shea into Trae Young, and you turn Vooch into Domantas Sabonis. Both of those are projected for the exact same amount of fantasy points. You thought Berlin was going to take over the world. Man, they got you on that one, not in the AM. Still real to you, I guess. Alrighty, folks. Power rankings on Yahoo before we get out of here. Amir Coffey in the top spot. Anthony Edwards in a clear second. PJ Washington, Drew Eubanks, Gary Trent, and Nick Batum round out the next tier. And then it smushes everybody else together. Did we make it? Did we get the goal? Did we get to 100 likes? We did get to 100 likes. 114. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you guys for doing that. Again, 4-gamer tomorrow. It's going to look a little bit different just because I don't have a choice. I just got to be out of the door by 7:30. So we'll figure something out for tomorrow. That's all I got, though. Keep your eyes peeled for all the content for the rest of the day. Contenders videos will be out in a bit. Live before lock tonight with myself and Laffy. So make sure you don't miss that one. Good luck, everybody. Win some money. I think that's all I got. Let's see. I'm not even in the right window anymore. I was going to say this is the process, but I don't even have the ability to stop this stream. So I'm going to keep rambling until I get to that tab. Now I'm at that tab. Thanks for being here, guys. Good luck, everybody. I'll talk to you later.